Hey everyone. So it's been a while since I've recorded a video like this, where I sit down and just talk to the camera about stuff. But the reason why I'm recording this video is that I want to talk to you about learning to be thankful and learning from past mistakes. Fun fact: this video was actually supposed to be uploaded on Thanksgiving, but I was still editing my Rainbow Friends gameplay. So I know that Thanksgiving is already over, but for me, it's still Thanksgiving. Okay, I still have that Thanksgiving spirit and energy in me. So I know that a lot of people aren't really glad or happy or thankful for what they have and what they are blessed with. For example, if you were born and raised in the United States, and if you still live there, you are basically just blessed with a high quality of life, whether you know it or not. I mean, like, in the United States, you get good health care, food, water, education, and so forth. So you're just blessed with like a lot of good things in America. But I think there's a bit difference between a person that was born in America versus a person that was not born in America, but rather born in a poor, developing country that immigrated or came to America. You see, if you were born in America and were raised there, you think that those living conditions you face are normal. You are basically like desensitized to those conditions and you are used to those conditions. Meanwhile, on the other hand, if you were not born in the US, if you came to the United States through immigration from a developing country in which you experienced poor living conditions, you would probably be so amazed and shocked at the high quality of life. You probably would be thankful that you got the chance to move to America and that you finally get to experience more like favorable living conditions. But a person born in America would likely not experience that because they've been there their whole life. Those favorable living conditions are very normalized to them and they're used to them. So again, there is a difference between someone raised in America versus someone that moved to America via immigration from a poor country. However, I think that you still have to be thankful even if you live in a highly developed country for the things which you are blessed with. But if you are used to living in a developing country, you can still be thankful too. You can be thankful for the gift of life, and if you have a family and people who love you, then you can be thankful for them too. Hey, editing lonearctic here. Before the next segment of the video begins, I would just like to make a disclaimer about the example I use about America and developing countries. I am not saying that the United States is the only highly developed country in the world. I am aware that there are many other great countries in the world. I am just grateful for the country I live in, which is the United States. Just thought I should say that in case some people misunderstand or take offense. No offense is ever intended, by the way. In addition to explain even further what I was saying earlier in the video, a person will likely not realize the importance of being grateful and thankful if they are already accustomed and used to their life and their surroundings. But a person that previously experienced harsh things, but recently their life was shaped into a much more happier place, will probably be very thankful that their life is improved now. And regardless of where you live, whether if you live in a country where the living conditions aren't really that beneficial to you, or a country that actually has beneficial conditions, if you have a home or a family that loves you very much, or a healthy and functioning body and so forth, you should be grateful for that. It's not just about which country or town you live in. Like, for instance, I am thankful for my computer, my guitars, the internet, and so on. But anyways, back to the video. And you can even be thankful for past mistakes and errors. Yeah, you can. I'm not joking. I'm very serious. I mean, I think I'm thankful for my past mistakes. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, why would you be thankful for the horrible things you've done in your past? That doesn't really make much sense. Well, let me explain. I'm going to share a story with you guys, a story that I have never told the internet before. And this is going to serve as an example of learning from past mistakes and being thankful for that. So about 2 years ago, I used to be in this online friend group, and me and my friends would mostly play and hang out together in Roblox and Discord. And there was even a game we loved too in Roblox. It was called it was called FNAF Anime Roleplay. Yeah, you could roleplay as Five Nights at Freddy's characters, but anime style. But anyways, there was one friend who I really liked. I am not going to disclose their name or say it for obvious privacy reasons, as well as the other people in the group. But they were the friend that introduced me to the friend group via the FNAF anime game. In fact, I think they were one of the more important people, like one of the main focuses in the group. I feel like if they had suddenly left the group without saying anything, the other friends would just be like, "Oh no, they're gone! I missed them so much!" You know? And on the contrary, if I would have done the same thing, they would still be sad, but just like less sad compared to if the other friend left. And here's a fun fact: I actually did leave the friend group without saying anything. I just left. Yeah, I left. I basically unfriended all of the people in the group. And you might be wondering, well, why did you do that? That's a good question. I actually did enjoy being with those friends until I somehow convinced myself that they would ignore and disregard me. I thought that I was being left out, but really that wasn't the case at all. For example, you know how in the Beatles there were two very famous and popular members, which were Paul McCartney and John Lennon. But there were also two other members, which were George Harrison and Ringo Starr. They were also famous, but just not as famous and popular as Paul and John. So basically, I was like the Ringo Starr of the group, while some of the others were like Paul McCartney and John Lennon. I wasn't really being ignored or left out, but since I was still young at the time, I let my immaturity cloud and overtake my emotions and my thoughts. And consequently, I ended up completely ending my friendship with them. And so about 3 months later, after I unfriended all of them, I found out that one friend who I mentioned earlier, they told another friend who was also formerly in the friend group very over exaggerated lies about me. Actually, I'm gonna call those friends Lucy and John, which aren't their actual names, by the way. And I also forgot to mention that I did end up being friends again with John, who Lucy told the lies to. But anyways, back to Lucy. They ended up telling John the truth about me, and the truth was that I had treated them and John very poorly and harshly. They told John that I would manipulate their emotions by telling them that they were cool, and then after that telling them that they were worthless. And shortly after Lucy stopped talking to John actually took a screenshot of the conversation, and then they sent it to me in Discord. So when I found out that Lucy had said that, I just got so angry. I mean, yeah, I'll admit I was I was very annoying and obnoxious back then, but I wouldn't have told someone that. They painted this picture about me where I look like this horrible, ugly monster who likes to emotionally manipulate people and likes to play the victim all of the time, which I wasn't. You know, I was literally just an immature little kid. I wasn't that. So I basically ended up telling John that those statements, those lies, which Lucy told them, were completely false. And John fortunately believed me, because Lucy actually did not provide any proof or evidence to support her claims, her statements. So anyways, in light of this whole situation, it actually inspired me to become a better person. After I saw the conversation between Lucy and John, I kind of realized how immature I was being when I was in the friend group. So since then, I have really tried to become more mature mentally and emotionally. And even now, I'm still kind of struggling with that. But I can definitely say that I am a lot better now than I was back then, 2 years ago. And why did Lucy say all those things about me? I don't know. I still don't completely know why they did that, but I can only assume that Lucy got so angry with me to the point where she made me look like a horrible person that couldn't be saved or something like that. But yeah, that's basically the whole story. I left my former friend group. My close friend Lucy told exaggerated lies about me, and I learned from it all. I learned not to allow my emotions and my inner being and character to be overrun by my immaturity. Am I still slightly immature? Yes, I am, but that's because I'm still young and I'm still learning about things. In my opinion, I just think that the whole entire situation was just a result of both me and Lucy's lack of maturity, because we were still young at the time and we were both still developing mentally. I've already forgiven Lucy, and I wish that I could reconcile with them one day. So yeah, in conclusion, it is important to learn from former mistakes, and it is also important to express gratitude and be thankful for things. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.